than the Mandalorians. Oh, dude, I thought that was sick.
I did not expect that to be the scene that was going to be thrown in there. Like the Mandalorian War. Like I had no idea. That's not the scene I would have guessed.
Bro, seamless art, beautiful story, an uplifting ending. Dude, like Filoni, bro, like I wish I could pop his collar. He's a real fucking G, man.
I want to shake his
Just tip
hand
his
and
hat.
give him a hug and take
You
him.
gotta tip the
I want
cowboy
to take him
hat.
to a nice dinner, one
Bro,
that I
bro-
can't even afford.
Bro, like check this out, dude. The best part about Dave Filoni, dude, is literally God, dude, like he's Josh Wheaton before Thor the Dark World. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is beautiful, man. I mean, like the fact that even the casting for Ahsoka as a younger person looked similar to Ahsoka when she, they had the same nose. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, the cast, I mean, Anakin wearing his battle armor out there, I didn't expect that. Beautiful, beautiful artwork, dude. Great writing. Dude, I just watched it before hopping on here. Oh, dude.
That was one of my questions. Was what did y'all think about the casting for young Ahsoka?
Amazing. Think about it. Besides the cheekbones, that's something you get when you hit puberty anyway. She looked like a young Rosario Dawson. Maybe a little thinner in the lips, but I mean, you can't get perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like them using like the same young Gamora was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Make that little connection. At first, I was a little like, man, I wish they could have had like Ashley Eckstein voice her, but then I got over it after
I feel
like
like
2 seconds.
it would have made it feel a lot more authentic, but also like
It would have kind of been uncanny.
yeah, because then it's like, why didn't they do it for this character? Why didn't they do it for this character? So kind of like I don't think they can. But I thought they did a really good job.
Yeah.
I mean, but then you got a person out there just lip syncing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened if the timing's off, or the way they enunciate words doesn't match the inflections in their voice? That would throw you off. I mean, dude, like think about it.
Yeah.
Like that's when you watch like kung fu flicks. At one point, I can get past it because I've been a fan of them my entire life. But for some people, when the mouths are doing this, and he's not talking, it gets a little extreme.
Yeah.
My dad couldn't handle like CGI Hulk at all. He's like, it bothers me. He's like, Lou Ferrigno. That's it. That's all I can do. It's like I can't imagine. Like,
well, I bet you're excited that they got the rights to make Hulk movies now.
Bro, I'm telling you this, bro. Like Lou Ferrigno, if you guys didn't know, he does do the voice of the Hulk.
Yeah, he still does the voice.
Yeah, he still does the voice.
Does?
Yeah, so what they do is that they take everybody reading the same lines and lay them over each other, and that's the voice of the Hulk.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always a part of it and always included in like the voice to create the actual Hulk. It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty dope. I didn't know that.
You got to give it up to Lou too, man, because I mean, I know being partially deaf makes things hard, but he's done a lot, dude. And and he's adding. I mean, to be honest, if they would have did like a Lou Ferrigno as like a Wookiee, I wouldn't mind.
Fucking jacked bodybuilder Wookiee.
Dude, I love him in that movie I Love You, Man, with Paul Rudd. Like, he's so funny in that shit when he plays himself. I put him in a sleeper hole.
All right, so intro. What you guys think about the intro this episode?
The intro?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember that. Was it different?
No, because like they had the usual helmets going and all that stuff, and the Lucasfilm Star Wars kind of thing, and the trumpets and everything playing. But I'm talking about like they actually, before they threw Ahsoka up, there was an actual scene in between that and the standard intro.
Oh, well, they played the scene with Ahsoka fighting Balon.
Yeah, that, and then they had Hera walking out with her pistol, looking to see what happened, what went on in that area, and that's when she finds what is it, High Rang or
Hu Yang.
Hu Yang?
Hu
Okay,
Yang
yeah, that's when
Hu
they
Yang.
find Hu Yang, and he's behind the rock,
holding Sabine's helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. I didn't even realize they did the intro differently because I was just so fucking ready for this episode. Which is crazy to me because I'm even more ready for the next episode, and it's such a refreshing feeling to be so excited about a Star Wars product like I am. You know what I'm
and
saying?
not having to be worried about like, what did they do? Why did they stab the Inquisitor?
Yes, and regardless of like, yes, there's a lot of stuff that we do enjoy in all the shows that they've released, but there's also some bullshit. But it's like this show, I feel like if you're a fan of Star Wars, this show has you sitting here waiting for each fucking Tuesday night to come around each week.
Bro, I'm
it's
literally I'm Tyrone Biggums on some Star Wars right now. Oh, lightsaber! I'm fiending, bro. Like, I mean, like literally. So my son and I watched the first 2 episodes, and he do the schooling and schedule, homework, all that jazz. We haven't done it again. He saw like pretty much like the last 30 or no, he saw the whole thing. He saw the whole thing, and he was like, "Oh, Dad, we need to go back and watch this." And I'm like, "I told you." Yep. Dude. I mean, it's gold. This Ahsoka show is fire. Like, the only complaint I have about this episode with the world between worlds is I would have liked to see that owl again somewhere.
Yeah, like there's no more.
Yeah, like I would love to see that again because I mean, like it shows that the sister is watching Ahsoka. Like, I mean, could you hear Ahsoka's? Go ahead.
With as many theories about Morai that have been popping up and how it looks like that's where it's going in the show, I'm surprised the little bird was not there.
Yeah, me too. Me too, bro. I mean,
very, very surprised.
I mean, if she's on some random planet in the Mandalorian, and all oh, there's this mythical Jedi out there who's killing everybody, and he said, "Oh, that's the Jedi I'm looking for," and then all you see is this freaking owl hanging out in a tree, just watching everything go on. It's like she's doing reconnaissance on Ahsoka. This put the. I mean, maybe Filoni's gonna give it to us in the end, but hey, I mean, Filoni, he doesn't leave like any open doors. He always shuts it and locks it up tight. So I mean, like I feel like maybe if we don't see it, there's going to be a reason why we don't see it, and maybe that happens in a movie.
One of my theories, I have a theory that maybe that wasn't Anakin's Force Ghost, and maybe that wasn't the world between worlds. Like
I feel like that was her conscious.
Yeah, it could have just been a projection of Ahsoka's mind and memories. Like she's been to the world between worlds, so she created that scenario in the world between worlds. She created Anakin because if you look at Anakin at the end of Return of the Jedi, when his Force Ghost comes back in the edited version, and the Sebastian, is it Sebastian Shaw?
Yeah,
in that version. No, it's not Sebastian Shaw. It's the dude who is it?
Yeah,
is it
Sebastian Shaw.
Okay, Sebastian Shaw.
Yeah,
he doesn't have Anakin's mechanical hand. He has a human hand. So when you become a Force ghost, you're supposed to revert back to
and he's in the classical Jedi robes at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Dude, what happened if that was Balon fucking with her from you know what I mean? From because think about this. Sidious was able to block and mask everything he did up until the time where they revealed themselves. Like Yoda literally sat in a room with Sidious, like multiple scenes, dude. You know what I'm saying? And no one, not Mace, no one picked it up, dude. So if he's that talented to do that, and then you remember he sent Anakin visions as well, So it's like
the only problem with that is Balon had just taken off in a starship that had 6 hyperdrives on it. It was nothing we've ever seen. It was going further than most anybody had ever gone before. So by the time that she was having her fucking being knocked out in the water and having her daydreaming or whatever you want to call it, they're light years away. You know what I'm saying? So for him to be able to manipulate her while he's that far away, I don't think anybody has that kind of power. You know?
No. I got you. Sidious did it in the books. In the books, Sidious was able to cast that force storm that destroys planets and solar systems, and he was able to do that from outside the solar system. It wasn't outside of the galaxy, but still being able to cast a giant space cloud over an entire solar system, dude. That's great power. And then think about this.
But that's also Sidious. He was like one of the most powerful Force users to ever live, too. I don't think that's Balon. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's on that level.
But somebody's screwing with her, because you're right, dude. He has a mechanical arm, and like there's that one point where he crosses his arms, and like it's sitting out for every one of us nerds to pick it up and be like, oh, I don't know if that's Anakin. Oh, is that, you know? And so
there's a lot of scenes in the episode that are literally recreated scenes from the Clone Wars.
Yep.
That match up with. There's like you can pause frames of the Clone Wars and pause frames of that episode and have literally the same picture going on.
Attention to detail.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if that theory is true. She could have been in the world between worlds. I think him having the mechanical arm is just kind of fucking weird to me, because I know Filoni's not gonna miss details like that. He knows. You know, he knows that shit. He's not gonna do that. Well, so there's only one explanation as to why it would be different from his Force Ghost in Return of the Jedi. You know what I'm saying? And this is like 8 years after Return of the Jedi, when we saw his Force Ghost in front of Luke. You know? So.
Okay, so I got a theory. Maybe it is the sister making her see this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
like the owl. That was the owl. That was Anakin.
No, I mean it could. I mean, but you got to think. The only time she saw Anakin was missing an arm and had a robot hand. You see what I'm saying?
He looked like in the episode when they're on Mortis. He looks like that.
I mean, and then also, Anakin was able to manipulate that pathway. Remember, he hits it with the lightsaber and she falls through the floor.
I didn't feel like that would be possible in the world between worlds.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why it could be a higher power in the universe. I mean, because think about it. The Bendu had super crazy power on. Remember, he was able to cast himself as a storm on the planet and then use the Force to superimpose his face on the storm. I mean, so there are other characters that they have suggested might be as powerful as Sidious. I believe the Bendu, the Night Sisters, and of course, the sister, the brother, and the father. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Morgan Elsbeth is able to connect the Thrawn through all that space and time, through like the magic she's using. She said Thrawn's calling out to her and they can like feel each other, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, I don't get that, because Thrawn is not Force sensitive. I mean, I
think it's technology that she and Thrawn have to be sharing, like some kind of magic artifact, is what I'm guessing.
Like he's using some other galaxy technology.
Oh yeah, because he's all about using cultures and artifacts to like know your enemy. So I imagine if they were working on some kind of like archaeological project together and they have like a shared magical device, it'd be very Arthurian, like King Arthur type shit, which the show's definitely been leaning heavily on, with spirit people inside costumes named after wolves.
You're absolutely right, man. Excuse me. So what you guys think about Jason? You know what I mean? Him sitting there and like actually with no Force training whatsoever, being able to sense the emotional stress of Ahsoka. You know what I'm saying?
And before you get to, like, I want to connect what we were just talking about, what you're saying. the fact that he was able to feel and see what was going on makes me feel like it was Ahsoka's inner like self, like that theory says. Because if Jason could sense her like thoughts, kind of like how Jedi can, like Balin could read Sabine's thoughts, that's kind of like something they've already established. So I feel like if he was reading what was going on in her head as she was just laying in the water, almost dying, as someone who was in a coma for 3 weeks, some crazy shit happens in your head.
That makes more sense than him hearing something going on in the actual world between worlds.
Yeah, and he could just pick up on her like struggle while she was underneath the water and they couldn't find her. I feel like she was having a near death experience like many people in real life had, where I've been taken away to a place where I see crazy shapes and I'm floating around and people are talking to me and everything feels okay, and then all of a sudden I woke up and I'm in the hospital bed, like what the fuck is happening?
You know what that makes me feel like? It makes me feel like Jason might be a pipe hitter, dude. When if this is how he is, completely untrained, that he's that in tune with the Force just naturally. You know, because remember, Hu Rang says that like
Hu Yang.
Hu Yang. I keep fucking it up, dude. My bad.
It's like Wu Tang, but Hu Yang. Wu Yang listens to Wu Tang.
Yeah, but I digress. But he even said like to what's his goddamn Captain. Well, he told the Asian captain, I can't remember.
Carson Teva.
Yeah, he told Carson that like, hey, his father was a Jedi, he's got powers.
Yeah,
You know
yeah. He said his father was Kanan Jarrus, a Jedi Knight, and he has special abilities because his father was Kanan Jarrus, Jedi Knight. And Carson Teva's just like, okay.
What does that mean?
No.
I don't my dad watching the show.
I don't think he was like, what does that mean? I think he's been around for so long and seen so much shit. He's like, oh, he's a Jedi? Okay, like whatever. Let's continue about our day. You know, like that's how I took it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dan.
Oh no, I was just like, that's how my dad watches the whole show. That something crazy happens and they explain all the stories. Just like, okay, whatever.
Bro, my favorite part is he's like, you know how to, he's like, can you instruct me how to use the Force? No. Can I construct my own lightsaber? No. You know,
like,
and
please just let him.
I mean, dude, that shit had me rolling, dude. I was giggling. I especially liked that Chopper got some screen time because I love Chopper. You know, he's like R2-D2 on crack. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and he's so much more animated because he's got those little arms. I love the dude, man. Like between like it's R2-D2's got a special place in my heart because he's been there for everything.
He was the astromech.
Yeah, but Chopper's like personality or his programming is fucking hilarious.
Chopper's he's also a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
like, he is a killer. Like he has killed some people.
I mean,
when Jason was hearing the lightsaber fight and he was telling Hera to listen to the lightsabers, this is a very fucking confusing part for me because they almost make it seem like Hera is also hearing the lightsabers.
What I think happened there is there was a little bit of like what is that where you're clairvoyant and you can sense past activities. I think
the psychometry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Jason was going through that, but through his emotional connection to Hera, he was able to project his feelings and thoughts onto her.
I think so. Haven't some Jedi in Extended Universe done that where they like show people thoughts like with their own powers? Like, let me show you. Like, haven't Jedi
that was the second
that?
part of my question was if she did hear it, was it through Jason?
and this is why we fucks with each other, bro. This is the reason why the Shadow Council has come together. Our Star Wars theory is like one big fucking dream catcher. You know, it's like all that crazy bullshit stays out of the circle, but in the middle of the circle, we're just webs. We're just a nice little web. You know?
Oh man, but I was laughing because when you all first started talking, like, how would Hera like know? And I was like, well, it turns out midi-chlorians are sexually transmitted. Kanan gave her midi-chlorians.
Oh.
Man, I hooked up with this baseball last night. Turns out I got midi-chlorians now. That's I don't know what that is.
Hey, sperm are living cells. You know, they
are part of the living force.
The only thing that I think is there wasn't enough aging between little Ahsoka and like
Ahsoka who fought Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought she looked a little young to be the Ahsoka that fought Maul in the season finale of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, she literally looked exactly. All they did was like change the lightsabers, like
and the uniform. She has the uniform, like the clothes she wears in the season finale. And I was like,
she's supposed to be a little bit taller and a little bit more mature looking than that.
Yeah,
but I'm willing to look past that.
I am
because
it was an amazing pasta. You know,
and we didn't have to see her fight Maul looking like. If they would have had like fucking homeboy show up and put on the Maul costume and have him fight an 8-year-old.
Oh, he's already on. He was already on set, so they fucking should have.
Hey, yo, tell me,
Ray Park. Ray Park.
No, not the guy who voiced him in Rebels.
Oh, Sam Witwer. Well, Sam Witwer, he voices him in Solo, and Ray Park does the acting in his little cameo in Solo. That was so badass.
That's another one of my issues with the Ahsoka show, and thankfully I don't have many. But one of my issues is they should have got the same guy who did the fight choreography for the prequels.
I know kind of why they didn't.
Or somebody on that level, you know what I'm saying? If not the same guy, because you cannot tell me that. And I'm gonna exclude anything Disney has released before Ahsoka because it doesn't compare to Ahsoka at this point. But you cannot compare anything in Ahsoka lightsaber fight wise to literally anything in the prequels.
Oh, yeah, but that's because Lucas himself said he wanted the fighting in the prequels area to outshine any other area of Star Wars. That's like supposed to be a part of that like era. So like, and that's why the Disney sequels they never got too flashy with the lightsaber.
But my thing is we're talking about Anakin and Ahsoka.
Oh, so you're just talking about the actual fight? I can see where that. Yeah,
I understand where you're talking about, like maybe like Ezra
Baylan and all
Kanan. Yeah, like Baylan should be able to because he was,
I'm just saying his fighting style though. They're trying to make
Baylan had to be alive during the Clone Wars.
Well, no, they say he was. They say he disappeared at the end of the Clone Wars during Order 66.
And then it comes to kind of like how long did he keep himself disconnected from the Force? You don't want him to like all of a sudden. I guess I'm speculating here, but I feel like they have this like feeling where it's like you can't have someone who looks like they could have beaten Palpatine at any time out in the world, and Palpatine didn't do shit about it and didn't realize it.
And I think Baylan is just also like a brick wall, like sheer. He's like fucking Micah. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a big fucking bodybuilding like motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah!
So he's strong and powerful, but he's not gonna be the agile dude jumping all over and fucking doing all that.
Well, no. So tell me, you guys didn't. I mean, everything he did in the World Between Worlds looked almost identical to Darth Vader and how he moves.
Even Anakin?
Yeah, Anakin. Yeah. Everything he did. I mean, like it wasn't because you think the Obi-Wan and the Kenobi fight, versus Anakin fight on Mustafar, that was like boom, 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 bam, 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 bam.
The most epic shit we've ever seen.
And then he fights Ahsoka in the World Between Worlds, and now all of a sudden he does seem to have that like Baylan kind of almost like towering, like a juggernaut standing over her, because remember when he knocks her down to her knees and he's swiping her lightsabers like this, and she's like, "Oh, I can't keep up," and he's fucking her up, dude.
Yeah,
And
she could not. She had no defense, no combat, no answer to his power at that point. When his emotions got involved after she sent Shin Hati into the wall.
mm-hmm.
After his emotions were involved, his power was too much for Ahsoka to handle.
Yeah.
So the next time they fight, she's going, when that happens, because it will. I mean, obviously, he's going to get emotional again, and he's going to go off again. She's going to have to fight smarter, and not let herself be in the way of his attacks like she was last time in order to win.
If you look at that, it was like if you watch Anakin versus Dooku #2 and Revenge of the Sith, right? When that last, I want to say maybe 30 to 45 seconds before he removes Dooku's hands was that style of fighting. Like I honestly, if you kind of look at the way Darth Vader and Balon fight, it's very similar, but it's almost like it's like an instinct. It's not really them consciously going and trying to use Sarasu and all this different lightsaber forms. They are literally trying to get straight to the point, which is like, you're in point B, I'm at point A, I'm just gonna force teleport to you and destroy you, because rewatch that scene with Dooku and Anakin, and then to watch that what he did to Ahsoka and the World Between Worlds, and tell me it's not familiar. Tell me it's not.
My thing is, my original point was just if we're watching prequel characters and people from the prequel era, from the Clone Wars era, fighting on screen, I understand what George said. Those movies need to be the best lightsaber fighting, but we're talking about characters from those movies, so that should carry over, in my opinion.
You're absolutely right.
But they're also they're not the main characters of those movies. And if you go and look at some of the other you're talking about the TV show versus live action, but if you look at some of the lightsaber fightings of the lower level Jedi during the prequel eras, though, they also look like.
Well, I'm more or less talking about Anakin now.
Well, the Anakin looked like he fought the way he normally does, though. And I didn't have a problem with him.
Well, there was some good moments, but it wasn't Mustafar level. You know what I'm saying?
But that was him and Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's him and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
But
Ahsoka's one of the best lightsaber duelists in the galaxy.
But her style's supposed to be like Kurosawa samurai style. She looks like very Asian influenced martial arts. And then Balin looks like the classic knight. And that whole fight to me was like watching your huge knight tank versus a samurai style,
or what are they called? I was a female shinobi. I forgot the actual name, the name of it, but that's what it seems like. Because even in episode 4, when she's fighting the Darth magic person, she does that. They do that samurai, last strike, and then guts. Blood everywhere, but this time it was green. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was straight up a Kurosawa, what was that movie? I think it starts with a J, but yeah, he does that exact move in the samurai film. He undercuts the guy's stomach, and that was actually a prop malfunction that caused this to happen, and it caused the thing blew up and exploded, and they did not expect this blood shower, and they were like, we're keeping that in the fucking movie. I think it's called Jimbo. I forgot the name of the movie. It's a crazy story about that fight.
I don't know if you guys also picked this up, but after the Anakin fight, she dons the white robes again that she was wearing when she met.
The white.
It's Ahsoka the white.
Yeah. But remember, the only other time we saw her wear that was when she was fighting Vader in Rebels. You know what I'm saying? We don't see her ever wear just pure white, except for that scene where
I thought the only time we saw her wearing that in Rebels was in the outro scene, which is a time jump.
Well, no, it's also It's also when they meet and they're in that hangar bay.
Is she
And
wearing that?
I believe she's in all white. Like, where's my phone? It's somewhere else. But I'm gonna go grab my phone. I'm gonna check on that.
Hold on, I got it. I'm gonna Jamie it. Hold on.
Where the fuck is Travis?
I know,
Hey.
right?
Hey,
Call
bro.
Travis and be like, "Yo, where are you at? You're missing your job."
I know you play poker the whole time we're doing this, but
I know we don't pay you much, but
we're with you in spirit.
She's in regular clothes, brother.
She's in regular clothes. Oh, I thought I was like, dude, I wasn't 100% sure, but I thought she.
Yeah, the only time we see her in those clothes is at the very end.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, let's see this real quick.
So, oh well, it's not gonna let me zoom. Anyway, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it's her regular clothes.
All right. My bad.
But at the end of Rebels, she's wearing that in the outro scene. But that's supposed to be like a 10-year time jump in the Ahsoka time realm. You know what I'm saying?
But tell me if I'm wrong. The last time she wore it in the outro is when she was like, "Hey, like, I'm gonna go look for Ezra," and
Yes.
then now that she's like in the Purgle, and and she's gonna go find Ezra, and literally in the searching for Ezra uniform.
That scene at the end of Rebels, the outro scene, that is recreated in like episode 1 or 2 of Ahsoka.
Yeah, where she's at the mural.
When she walks up to the mural, that's a recreation of the outro scene, which is literally it's the same scene. It's just one is animation and one's in live action. It's the same fucking scene from Rebels. It's the same time frame. That's why Ahsoka is wearing what she's wearing and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that time at the end of Rebels is not actually like after Ezra takes off with the Purgil and Thrawn. It has a little ending, and then there's a time jump like 8 years or something in the future, and that's supposed to be that opening scene in the Ahsoka show. Those scenes coincide with each other. It's kind of crazy.
So you mean like literally where that scene happens in the show is exactly where she left off at the very end of Rebels?
Yes.
Oh.
I'll send you some pictures, but if you look, it looks up into the sky and it shows Ahsoka's ship coming in with a couple of ships behind it, and it shows that same exact when he looks up into the pans to the sky in Rebels in animation and shows the exact same scene in both shows.
Colt, man, you got some goddamn eyeballs, bro. I miss that. Like, I miss that, bro. That's some fucking force sensitive shit.
This literally is Rebels season 5. I mean, it's literally what it is.
And you know what? Like, I'm now seeing where the direction of the show is going. I now have an appreciation where we thought it might have been like, Book of Boba Fett, where you're like, you just gave 3 episodes away to a different character that has nothing to do with Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You retconned up until that point the best ending to a show that you had released in another show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a very weird fucking choice to do.
I feel like if I didn't almost die, my opinions of Book of Boba Fett might be different, but I was like in the hospital, like not able to walk. Like, this is so awesome.
More morphine. More morphine.
Morphine.
Funny,
hey, look, these people have metal limbs like I do. These cyberpunk kids are so cool and their little Vespas. This is awesome.
I can imagine Danny in the fucking hospital bed with a toy lightsaber, like yes.
I mean, I was hyped about Black Chrysanthemum. I was hyped about Luke Skywalker in there. The CGI was so good. Ahsoka and him talking. I loved all of that stuff. But the problem is, the most things I loved about the Book of Boba Fett wasn't fucking Boba Fett. You know what I'm saying? There was other fucking things in the show.
I mean, it was about his book and not about him. It just said it was a book.
Hey, bro, like, but
it's like the Bible.
Lessons learned. It seemed like this Ahsoka was going to take that drastic left turn, but they kind of they I think that was
The first 2 episodes were very on the ledge of kind of like, okay, this is good, but like it's
Sabine
not ground.
show.
It's not. I know it was the Sabine show for 2 episodes. It's like it's not groundbreaking. It's not changing the face of the Star Wars community. But now it's like, holy shit! I feel like I haven't seen a single person say a negative thing about this show, and I pay attention to a lot of shit on social media and all that stuff when it comes to new Star Wars releases. And I think I've seen one dude trolling saying like, yeah, I know people don't want to hear this, but every episode of Ahsoka is like an 8 or an 8.5. It's not amazing or anything. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. You know the last 2 episodes is like literally the best thing Disney has ever fucking released. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so I say that I would agree with you, but dude, like that last stand by Paz Vizsla
Yeah.
and Mandalorian, dude, that shit was hard, bro.
I don't
That,
know, man.
it-
Episode
Lizzo
4
was in it
of
before
us.
that.
no, I mean for like non-lightsaber force sensitive
Right.
action, it was like honestly, I think that was like the best gun battle in Star Wars.
It was very good. It was very good. I just right now I'm so hyped about Ahsoka. I think episode 5 was great. 4 was like the epitome of fucking Star Wars. Like he checked every single fucking box in that episode of what we want to fucking see. Lightsabers,
Excuse
dogfight,
me.
like fucking everything was in that episode that we wanted. You know what I'm saying? So I feel super strong about, I mean, if we're talking about well-rounded, has everything in it, checks every box, like the last 2 episodes of Ahsoka is where it's at, you know.
Yeah.
You're not lying. You're
It's
not
almost
lying
as good
at
as
all, bro.
Andor.
Shut the fuck up.
Dude, bro. Like, honestly,
I was just
I read that. I
They
read
need
that
to
show
talking about
about
Andor.
Andor needs to be retconned. That was just a complete waste of money, bro. Like
I love that show.
dude. Like
I fucking
honestly,
love it. I'll defend that show. I love Andor.
Hey,
I like
bro.
Andor better than season 3 of The Mandalorian. I will say
bro,
that right now.
I'm not
Do you?
gonna.
You really
dude,
do?
you're smoking
Yes.
some crack over there, Danny.
No.
That
That writing is so much better than anything on Mando season 3. Fuck
I
no.
mean,
Fuck no.
it's the Star
I'll get
Wars
angry
version
over
of
this.
There Will Be Blood. I mean, it's just jibber jabbing and bullshit, and it's like,
dude, There Will Be Blood is a fucking amazing movie too. Are you kidding me right now?
I know.
Get the fuck out of here! What?
Yeah, no, I said
I can't.
know.
I can't right now. I gotta.
No,
take a
I'm saying There Will Be Blood is amazing. It's amazing, but for those of us who really want, you know, Danny, you're a diehard fan. I understand this. I do understand what you're talking about, but the entire Andor show seemed like that one episode with Dr. Pershing in Mandalorian. Like just that, dude. It was filler bullshit. It's like, you know, that's some crap they would pull on Dragon Ball Z. And the next episode, they're still talking. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, like first of all, go ahead.
I was actually talking to my brother about Andor earlier, and he actually really liked Andor, and he didn't know that it was kind of ill received by a lot of the Star Wars community. But I'm certainly, I mean, there's the 3 episodes in the prison with Andy
Serkis. Yeah, that shit was
thought
amazing.
those were done really well. Andy did a great. I think he saved that show. I think he's the reason that show had any kind of success at all,
bro.
But as overall, I wasn't a fan of it myself either. So I hear what you're saying.
Hey, bro, like that was some trailer trash, bro. I did that. I mean, like, I'm gonna just say this, bro. I have not made it past episode 3 because I fall.
Oh, you haven't watched it?
Yeah, no, I think you need to actually go back and watch it because it's fucking stupid. As
If
far
I
as I'm
fall
concerned,
asleep
dude.
during the show in the middle of the day, there's something wrong with that show. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I guess, bro.
Understandably, bro. You just give me a little wiggle.
If you don't want an intellectual Star Wars, you don't want intellectual Star Wars. I'm just saying that's the only thing. You just don't like that. You don't like it. But to say it's bad is fucking retarded.
I mean, like,
I don't think it's bad. I think it's terribly paced for a show that was released weekly. Like, that show should have been released all at once. You know what I'm saying? The pacing, especially in the first 8 episodes or 7 episodes, is just very terrible.
I thought that shit had me on the edge of my seat the whole fucking time.
Okay.
Really?
You know what? I'll drink the Kool-Aid, guys. Haley's comments coming over. I'll drink the fucking Kool-Aid. I'll watch Andor. And
the first 3 episodes are the slowest part. That's why they put them all out at once. But
I'm not saying that you're going to change your opinion. I am under the influence that you will probably keep your same opinion. But in my opinion, I do think you should watch it because the Andy Serkis episodes are actually worth watching. I think
the ending is what makes it work. Yeah, I can agree that the first 3 episodes feel really like I don't give, because Andor, it's like, why do I care about a guy I know is gonna die? That I can understand. Like, why am I watching a show about a dude? But once they do it and they start putting in the little pieces and dude, they have a mural of the fucking sister, the father, and the brother, like, on Andor. They're like, they plant little Easter eggs throughout that show too. You just gotta watch for them. You gotta, like, I don't know. I liked it. I thought they did really well with it.
Mando,
what it was supposed to be.
Mando, I'm gonna drink 3 cups of coffee and go for it. You know what I'm saying? And go for it, because, like, dude, episode 3 put me to sleep. Like, dude, I'm literally talking about, I was sleeping so hard that my snoring and my drooling woke me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the credits are going by, and I'm like, hey, what I miss? Yeah.
The whole shootout.
It's like I was the first guy who would fall asleep at the party, and everybody fucks with him. That's exactly how I felt watching Andor. Like, I felt like someone was fucking with me. You know what I mean? And by that, I mean the writers and producers. Like,
let's get back on track, because I don't want to go for an hour and 45 like we did last time.
All right, cool, man. What you got?
There was one thing I wanted to talk about. So the Purrgil was dope. Every time they're on screen, the CGI is fucking amazing. It's so authentic and, like, believable to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see a movie, like a budget movie, and you, like, there's gonna be space whales in a starship movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be like, oh, well, that's gonna probably look like shit. You know what I'm saying? But they have Marvel quality CGI going on for the show.
You're absolutely right. My favorite part about that scene was my 3-year-old son was like, Dad, blue whale. And I'm like, no, those are Purrgils. And he's like, Purrgil? Ooh, the whole time, like, looking at it and pointing. And, like, this, to see, like, my son, who's, like, you know, he's a kid, he's got a short attention span, break his neck to watch that entire scene with the Purrgils. So it seemed real to him, because he misidentified the Purrgil as a real life animal. And, you know, and for me, it was also like the when the alpha Purrgil came out, and it was just this massive beast of a creature. You know, I didn't realize that they got that big. You know what I'm saying? Like, I should have remembered, because they were wrapping their tentacles around Star Destroyers when they took Throng and everybody out to the galaxy far, far away. But I mean,
that one was massive as fuck. It was crazy.
I like, honestly, dude, like, it that pulled my heartstrings. You know, that scene where Ahsoka reaches out to mind meld and communicate with it. And then at the end, where, like, she's just like, she had, like, after she talked to the Purrgil, she had this aura about her character. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was almost like she had a halo of, like, positivity, and like she did a grounding exercise for, you know, like, a person who had PTSD. You know, it's like everything that was going through her brain, the Anakin fight, the being in between the world, in between worlds, the fact that, you know, she found out what happened to Sabine by holding her helmet. No, holding the sphere, the piece of the map. I thought that was like whenever they have that like forced recall that like Cal Custis had, where you could see what happened there. I think that's a brilliant. It's a brilliant way to do a recap. It's almost like a Guy Ritchie kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, someone will pick up a baseball bat and they'll be, oh yeah, I remember, and then it flashes back and they got in this badass fight. You know what I mean? And that's what it kind of reminded me of, that little bit of Guy Ritchie. But I mean, I thought it was beautiful. Like you said, the CGI spotless, bro. I couldn't like when they show its eyeball looking towards Ahsoka, you could see like the follicles and like the pimples or whatever on its face, and and a lot of TV shows don't do this, man. And
Right.
like the Filoni, like I don't think he can't make a good like I don't think it's possible for him to fuck it up, because like the attention to detail, like it's like nothing I've ever seen before in a TV show, you know.
Right.
He always kills it. I mean, the Bad Batch has been just like significant, like been good quality animation, just like the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Right.
I know we haven't really talked about it forever, but it's like, yeah, he's always killing it with whatever he touches.
Well, it's usually like, think about this. Almost every episode where he directs it is literally one of the most talked about episodes on the internet.
Yep.
Every single season, every single guest
Same with
appearance.
Mandalorian season 2, his episode with Ahsoka was like,
and it's almost like, why is he not in charge already? You know what I'm saying? Why is he not the head of
old
Lucasfilm?
Hollywood doesn't know how to have new ideas.
But no, I don't even think it's that. I think that they realize that, I mean, he's a great talent, and what I believe is that they put him in charge, a lot of people's egos are gonna get fucking crumbled. I mean, like, I feel like he's literally introduced the most badass female force user in the goddamn galaxy, bro. And he created her from scratch. She was so well written, even through the Clone Wars. Every episode where Ahsoka was by herself or got separated from Anakin, those are some of my favorite episodes. I mean, because now you actually get to see her use the skill sets that Anakin was teaching her about. Like like he said in this episode, oh, there's many things I can teach you, and anyone can learn anything at any given moment. You know what I'm saying? And seeing that come full circle, where he's like, hey, I had to make you a warrior because we're in a war.
Right.
He's like, you can't be a master of meditation when we're being used as the tip of the spear in a massive battle. And I think that they did that so well. Like, it's like, honestly, man, like, Colton, I'm telling you, bro, like, I'm probably, when Ezra gets on screen, I'm probably gonna tear up and be a little bitch and go.
I thought I was gonna cry for last episode, but surprisingly, episode 4 was a hell of a lot more emotional than episode 5, even though we had Anakin on screen. I don't know. I guess I was preparing for it for a whole week. I knew it was coming. So
Yeah.
it wasn't, I wasn't like I was excited and happy, but when episode 4 came on, that was like the first time in I don't know how long that I've been so fucking happy with Star Wars. It's like the feeling I get when I watch episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what I was gonna say, man.
Like that's the type of feeling I got watching episode 4 of Ahsoka. And so at the end, when Ahsoka's taken off, she's in the mouth of the Purrgil. She's heading on her trip. Hera says to her, or she says to Hera, "I'm sorry you can't make the trip." And then Hera says, "That's okay. Jason's too young to travel to another galaxy." So I think there is a lot more meaning to that little conversation than is on the surface. So basically, Ahsoka's going, and everybody always asks the question, where the fuck have these people been? Where were they for the events of the the sequels? Why didn't they show up to help? You know what I'm saying? When a galactic war was fucking going on with the Resistance and the what was the government called?
The First Order.
The First Order. Was that it?
Maybe they're gonna end up in Peridia, and none of them will ever come back to that Star Wars universe, and we get a new one.
Hey, but
that's what I'm thinking is the whole reason that we don't have any of these characters later on in the storyline is because they're all in this other fucking galaxy.
Making a better sequel.
Ahsoka's voice was heard by Rey.
Well, Ahsoka's on her way there now. And what if Jason and Hera and all of these people end up going to that galaxy to help fight Thrawn as well? And this whole time we're thinking that Thrawn and Ezra are coming back to this galaxy.
But they're all going to go there to start the good Star Wars universe.
Yeah, everything's going to take place over there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to rain on your parade, but there is. I'm like 80% sure there's a picture of the ghosts in that when all the starships arrive.
It's just a VCX 100. It could be anybody's VCX 100. Han Solo said he had one. He lied about that, but I
think Filoni even has been questioned about that, and because there's also a starship that looks like
the Razor
Crest as well. But Filoni's answer was, look, they made several of these ships. And, basically during that fight with the Resistance and the First Order, every fucking body showed up. So you're likely to see other ships that look like ships you've seen in the Star Wars.
Okay.
So that's kind of the explanation.
Because the Ghost is also in Rogue One. Like they showed like this, which I think that is actually the Ghost.
The only counter argument to that theory that I have is the fact that in The Rise of Skywalker, at the end, when she is listening to the voices and telling her that she's all the Jedi, which is like one of my favorite parts of the movie, by the way. But she hears
you don't hear Jason.
No, you don't hear Jason, but you hear
you hear Ahsoka.
You hear Kanan.
Yeah, you hear Ahsoka and Kanan. Yeah,
you hear Kanan and you hear Ahsoka, and it's believed that you hear Ahsoka while she's still alive, not because she's dead. Like she was connected to the Force and she felt what was going on, and she told Rey, she talked to Rey as well. But my thing is if she's in another galaxy that far away, it doesn't seem like that would happen. You know what I'm saying? With what's going on with Rey.
Yeah.
So
especially if they plan on having because they're talking about, Rey, Daisy Ridley coming back to play Rey again. I don't know what their plans are as far as that.
It's going to be 15 years after Rise of Skywalker. She is the head of the Jedi Academy, teaching a new Jedi Order.
Pregnant with Grogu's baby.
There were AI images released of her. Of
pregnant.
a pregnant Rey with
I saw those. That's why I made the fucking stupid joke. I saw the pregnant Rey photo.
Hey, man, but
she would have to have somebody with her though. That's more. That's more. Like it would either have to be like Grogu is actually the headmaster, and she's just like
she's the Mace Windu of the.
Yeah. She's like super.
That would be awesome. I would like that more.
Because there would be Jason as well. Jason would be older and way more experienced as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's what their plan is, to have Jason and Rey, and I hope they amalgamate those two things into something good. Would seem like the smarter thing to do instead of being like, we're just gonna go exist over here, so we don't have to worry.
What I think they're actually trying to do for the follow-on movies that come out, where maybe Rey comes back, maybe she doesn't.
They're definitely making that.
Yeah, that's confirmed.
Daisy
Ridley is coming back.
So all right, so she's coming back. But what I think they're trying to do is show that even though the Emperor was so meticulous and nefarious, and his planning was almost impeccable. You know what I'm saying? Everything was almost. But when there's 10,000 Jedi across an entire universe or galaxy, you're not gonna be able to kill all these motherfuckers, and that's where I think, like I'm hoping Ahmed Best comes back, because he's not dead. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, what's his name? We were talking about him last week.
Quinlan Voss.
Quinlan Voss. Like, there's a bunch of people we know did not die. You know what I'm saying? So the one thing I think they're trying to do is when the new series starts, there is a foundation of older Jedi and older people in that also have a backstory that leads chronologically with everything that's happened so far.
Quinlan, if it's 15 years after the rise of Skywalker, that's going to be like 45 years after the events of the original trilogy. So I don't think Quinlan would still be alive, but Jason would be like a pretty old dude at that point.
Grogu would just be getting into his stride.
Yeah.
If Ahsoka, not Ahsoka, if Ezra was still alive, he'd be like fucking pretty much on death's doorstep.
He'd probably be in the 70s, right? 60s, 70s?
Older, yeah. I mean, 30, 45.
Yeah, because him and Luke are the same age, right?
Well, no, he'd probably be about 60s, in his 60, yeah. He would.
So that's not impossible, because Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original series is like 60.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But isn't Ezra and Luke the exact same age?
Yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to make it easy.
Yeah. So he would.
If Luke lived for 15 more years,
it would. Yeah, he'd be like 80. Luke was pretty old. I think he was like 65, 60.
Yeah, you age more on Tatooine, because someone did the math, because like Anakin was only like 50 on the Death Star when he died.
45.
45, yeah. It was something. Yeah, no, he's like pretty young. And then you see him without his helmet, like, oh, you got old.
Yeah. he looked, because he was played by a fucking 65-year-old actor.
I know. It's just funny.
You know what's funny though? Because every time I see that scene, it reminds me of the Baron Vladimir Harkonnen from Dune, because he's got like all those sores on his fucking face and shit.
I feel like the Baron right now.
But honestly, like we all say this almost every podcast episode, but like I really, really hope that if Filoni is not the end all be all, he's not the top guy for Star Wars when these new movies come out, I feel like he should be in an executive producer role. Don't, because this is the thing. Like Rise of Skywalker, The Force Awakens, they were okay movies. Yeah. Like the potential for Star Wars to be great, like how we came up. I mean, I remember exactly where I was and when I saw Episode 1. The Phantom Menace. I remember, dude. To me, it was it was
awesome, because I was 8. I was like, wow.
Dude, I mean, like it's to me, it was dude. I was in high school.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So for me, it's like, holy shit, dude. Like time has flown by, but the best thing about Filoni is my son's watching the Clone Wars. He's reading the Clone Wars comic books. The amount of questions that come out of him, and the fact that like it's generational. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad had the original series. I had the prequel series. My son has the Force Awakens series. Sorry
to be your son. Sorry.
No. I mean, I'm not saying he like it was like a diehard fan. I'm just saying
did he enjoy it though?
It's like that generation.
Those are the movies he can relate to, because if he watches Star Wars the original trilogy, he's like, "Oh, Dad, the CGI is terrible." I'm like, these movies were made like 40 something years ago, dude. Almost 50 years ago. So it's like I'm just really happy that I have the ability to share like good material with my son. I mean, like Yeah, I mean, because it's not like he's going to go back and read all the Legends books that we've all read. You know what I'm saying? It's going to
Yeah.
be him picking up with things that happen in this timeline because they're adding little pieces everywhere. And there's only like a couple. There's only like a couple times where they missed the shot. But
I
it's
am glad they didn't kill Chewie by dropping a moon on him though, in canon.
but
I
I
do
mean,
appreciate not killing Chewie.
They made us think that they did though.
That was the dumbest shit anyone's ever done in a movie for 5 minutes. For a whole, they should. It's not
Were you pissed off when
Yes,
that
because I'm like,
happened?
bro, don't make me feel that, and then 5 minutes later, take it away. Make me sad
Yeah.
for a while at least. Like,
I
that
was
so dumb.
so fucking dumbfounded the first time I watched that in a theater. I was like, I didn't even want to finish the fucking movie. I was like, how could you fucking kill Chewbacca? They live for 200 years. He's supposed to fucking be around for everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the dude. Like, Solo can fucking die. That was fine. Actor didn't even want to play the part anymore for fucking 30 years.
Oh, Jesus Christ, let me die.
Yeah.
hey, man, but like, wouldn't it be crazy? I have this theory that I feel like just like how there's a couple people like Yoda who remembered long portions of the history of the Jedi over centuries. I feel like R2D2 at one point is going to be shown turning a dial, uploading all of his memories into a computer, or let's say it's just some random person who's working in a fucking refurbishing shop, and he stumbles across R2D2 who's barely working, and he's reading all of this, maybe in a different galaxy. You
And
know what I'm
that
saying?
man's name was Peter Quill.
Because no, like think about it. Every time it starts, what does it say? In a galaxy far, far away.
Far away.
So is this R2D2 telling someone else the story after they've already populated and moved to another galaxy? That's my theory.
Interesting.
Like the new movies just start with like all that, and then she takes out the drive, and it's like time for the new episode.
Time for the new shit to happen.
Yeah, I mean, like think about it. He's been there for everything. Everything.
Before we get out of here, a couple things I want to go over. I don't think we can quite fathom what is about to happen next week.
No.
I mean, just the simple fact that we're about to have Thrawn and Ezra Bridger on screen in live action for the first time ever is like, I'm getting goosebumps just fucking saying those words right now. That's how epic this shit is going to be. So I feel like this is they have been hyping us up more and more every week. Every time a fucking episode releases, we're just glued even more to the screen. The story gets even better. The CGI gets even better. Everything is so much fucking better each week. And it's like, I feel like these episodes are going to continue doing that for the rest of the season. So, and this episode, it's so obvious that we're getting Thrawn and Ezra. I mean,
If we don't, I'm going to be mad at you now.
We only have 3 episodes left.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, dude, we only have 3. If they don't bring him back, what are they gonna do? Have the last episode be an hour and a half? Like
just his face.
Hey, I'm not complaining if that's what they do, but it's like you said, they have to bring him back this next episode. If they don't, I feel like that's gonna be the fucking straw that breaks the camel's back.
So here's my suggestion. I think we should watch party this next episode.
Okay.
Micah, if you can, do you have fencing Tuesday nights like every night?
Yes. Yeah.
Damn.
Hey, could we possibly do it Wednesday night?
Yeah, it's just hard waiting 24 hours.
But I mean, I just don't like doing the watch party because it's hard to hear and like the sound quality sucks for me.
Hey, but know what? How about this? We watch it on. Everybody watches it on their own free time, either on Tuesday or on Wednesday. But Wednesday night we watch it, and it will be our second time watching the show, but as a crew, as the Shadow Council.
Yeah. I want
That
to. I
way I
want to
don't get distracted.
I want to get like one true reaction one day. Like,
Hey, dude, like if we do it, like I'm more than happy enough to host you guys over. Like I got a Sony camera. You've seen it. We set it up and we use that to film and go live. Like I'm down for it.
You want to see my
Have some.
reaction?
You're going to be wearing a Mando helmet. We know we're not going to see your face.
yeah, that's
Cool.
what I'm saying. Like
Sweet.
for if it was for live, you could just like cut your camera off and just
Mhm.
I can just put my helmet, film my helmet.
yeah, and you can just listen and watch to it regular instead of having to do that.
Well, I mean, Danny's almost like a robot from Mystery Theaters 3000. He's
Yeah.
oh my God, did you see that?
That's pretty much
new
exactly
mask.
what I am at this point.
I've got a new helmet for you guys this week. This one has bedazzles on it.
All right. Well, we will plan for next Wednesday night then.
All right, man.
Sorry
Dude,
for my
thanks
emotional
again,
outburst
dude.
on Andor.
It's okay.
Dude, it's always good hanging with you guys. Hey, I'm gonna try to knock it out this week. Okay,
I would say,
I'll knock it out,
keep
and
in
I'll
mind, at
give you
least
guys.
it doesn't have Lizzo.
Dude, don't even mention that name in my presence. Like that's where I thought Mandalorian was going straight down. That episode to me, I was like, oh crap.
And I love Jack
Here we go.
Black, but I can't. Dude, it just took me out. It took me out.
No,
I'm
it
sorry.
wasn't. It wasn't for this. No, it just wasn't working. Like,
I love him and like everything normally, and it's
I mean,
just like, bro,
what's his name?
you're Jack Black.
Jack Black.
No.
Christopher
Professor. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd being in there was almost too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, his
Yeah, because
character
he looked like he
very
was
well.
getting to not make it off the set.
Well, no, dude,
I'll push this button.
it was too much because Lizzo is terrible at everything she does. You know what I mean? And Jack Black
She's not
being in
believable.
Star Wars was like to me it almost felt like She-Hulk, where they tried to say that incels are the evil villain for the show, and I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about it. I mean,
they really do.
dude,
They
really do that.
That's giving them too much power. That was giving incels too much power.
Dude, that's
I'm so glad I have never watched that.
bro. Dude, if you do watch She-Hulk,
oh my god,
get
dude.
on mushrooms.
It's
That's
good
the
to
only way it's
watch
gonna
for the
make
bad.
sense.
Oh my god, that it looks so fucking terrible that I just could never bring myself to do it.
So
There
bro,
was some it just sucks because there's like little nuggets of stuff that would be so cool if it was in anything like the Daredevil stuff.
The comic books, from what I've read, are dope, are really good, but like Disney is not the company to bring She-Hulk to life from what it looks like. I don't know. Her twerking was just like weird as shit.
that's where they lost me.
Yeah,
I'm just
so mad because the stuff they did with Abomination was so cool, and then it wasted on that show.
I mean,
him escaping the cell and like doing the fighting ring. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Wong like, hey, I got to get you back to prison now.
Yeah.
Like there was stuff on that show I legitimately enjoy, and there's just a lot of cringe.
I say it was 80% cringe and 20% good stuff. Like, I mean, if that was a test, it would have definitely been a huge fucking F. I'm gonna give you 20%. That's all I felt like you actually proved that you knew about She-Hulk. She's an epic character in the comic books. If the Hulk isn't around, you get She-Hulk, and she can handle her own. Like there's parts where she's even put down Red Hulk. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't understand.
And the show they literally barely had her like fight anyone. It was mostly her just arguing with people all the time. And I know it's supposed to be lawyer show, but I was like,
bro, it was the Marvel version and censored version of Sex in the City. That's all it was. That's literally all it was. You throw in a couple superheroes in the Sex in the City, but Like
I will say I
like,
enjoyed Daredevil and She-Hulk banging though. That was fun.
I mean, yeah, there's a little good, something in there every once in a
I
while.
was like, yeah, Daredevil. Fucked. I was happy for that. That was
But I will try to watch Andor, and you know what I'll do? I'll give one episode a day so my brain just doesn't fry from hearing nonsense. You know, but
Just do some cocaine.
Like I said, I am not expecting your opinion to change, but there are some good episodes in there. Towards
I'm
the
hoping
end.
you won't consider it trash after you watch it, because
hey,
I'm just like,
you know what? It might not be trash. It just might be crap. You know?
yeah. Maybe it'll go from piece of shit to
I
shit
think
sandwich.
I think the first several episodes are definitely trash, but it gets better towards the end, in my opinion. So,
All right. Well, dude,
I wouldn't call it overall trash.
I mean, like, honestly, I would have probably been more excited if Jen Erso got her own show, talking about how she got the skill sets to lead up to Rogue One.
That would have been a lot cooler.
Hey, like, I'm down for that. Like, I like, honestly, I love her character. I thought that was a
I have
great.
her autograph.
You know, are you
Do
serious?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
A
dope.
picture of her.
Hell yeah.
I didn't get to meet her though. I bought this thing. It was like a mystery item, and I opened it up. It was a picture of her and K2SO with autograph. I was like,
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, dude, that's dope, dude. That's really dope.
You got lucky on that
like
one.
I said, I felt like the show ended up. It can go multiple directions with whatever they want if they want to bring Jen Erso in for the second season. That's what I'm hoping. They definitely.
Oh, they are making a second season of that fucking show. I forgot about
They
that.
are, yes.
Hey, man. Okay, let's just be happy that we got Mandalorian and we have Ahsoka, because right now those are the last two threads holding us on. Because I mean, they've been dropping the ball, dude. Like, I don't understand why you feel like every single. I mean, could think there being a little bit of mystery and and mystique to the universe is okay. I don't want to know everything. I don't want to know everything about what's going on. I especially don't want to give a fuck about the Senate and the senators and the because all I'm gonna do is get mad thinking about our politicians. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, that's what got me. Like, I understand. I've heard. Danny, you're not the first person that I've ran into that says, like, oh, dude, like, the dialogue when you get further into the series is a little bit better. But, like, I'm literally telling you, no fucking lie, I have always fallen asleep to the third episode.
So you've tried more than once then?
I've tried about 2 or 3 times. Always. By the third episode.
Just start at the 4th episode. Don't even try the first 3 again.
All right, you might be right. You know what? Just so I don't fall asleep, I might do a little meth.
yeah, it's fine. Yeah. See,
don't do that. We want you to stay on the podcast each week. You're gonna disappear.
So the fourth one is when they start like the heist episode where they're gonna get ready to go rob an Imperial.
If you've done it 2 or 3 times, I would just say start at number 4.
Yeah, because the first 3 episodes are just about him kind of being like, "Hey, my sister," and all that shit. Like after the 3rd episode is when he gets picked up by the dude, and it's like, "Hey, I need you to go rob some people." Like that's when it starts getting better. So
okay, like, I trust you guys. You guys haven't led me astray on anything Star Wars, so, like, ever. So let's just have. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna give it a go. I'll start at episode 4, and I'll update you guys in the group chat.
Okay, that's fair.
What I mean?
But once again, I am sorry for getting angry. I didn't sleep much last night.
And hey, dude, you guys have a good night, man. I'm gonna get my young one to bed. It's always a pleasure to be on the podcast with you guys and just jazz about something that, like, has been in my life for as long as I can remember. I feel that I got really blessed meeting Colt at the gym, and this fool was like, "Yo, like, are you down with Star Wars?" I might have actually even been wearing a Star Wars shirt. I don't know, but
no, you were wearing Deadpool. You used to wear a Deadpool shirt, I think.
Yeah, okay.
I think it was. Yeah, then we started talking about nerd shit.
And
it was something red. It was something red. I know that you.
Was it the Flash?
Might have been Flash. Yeah, you wear a lot of red.
Dude, that's my favorite DC character. I love the Flash. The movie was garbage. I thought Michael Keaton was the saving grace of the movie. That kitchen
And Eric
scene.
Stoltz.
Okay, Eric Stoltz.
There was some great comedy in that movie though. Like
Yeah,
as
great.
terrible
I just don't
as
like it on a
the CGI
technical
was.
level.
Yeah.
You know, but you guys get some sleep, man.
All right.
Have a good one, all right?
All right, y'all.
Y'all
We'll see y'all
I'm
next
out.
week.
Later.